told you it was going to look different today. All right, guys. So here we are. This is day 3, correct? I'm losing track already. Some advice. When you wake up in the morning and you get ready, if you want to feel productive, don't stay in your pajamas all day. I know some days you just need those, but getting up this morning, I've been up since 4 o'clock. And normally it's my kickboxing day, and you guys know that, but I have just been up and I couldn't fall back asleep because I was just super motivated to get this stuff done, and I'm so glad that I did. It just makes me feel so much better about actually helping you guys and keeping this going. We don't need that right now. All right, so first things first, Thursday, making sure I'm on the right day. Thursday, March 19th of 2020. Today we are continuing our reading. Hopefully you are either listening to Maniac McGee or you are reading it on your own, and you are focusing on the word of the day. So word of the day, which today is contortions. We're just reading chapters 19 and 21. I think I spent like 15 minutes reading it. That's literally all it took. So I've been listening to it. I'm just feeling like the consistency, I can kind of move around and get things done when I'm doing it. And I just like listening to books on tape, which you guys don't know, but it was a thing once, right? Okay, so in your pamphlet for week 2, we're almost done. Wait, this is week 1. Make sure that you're focusing on the right ones. Okay, guys, don't fall behind on this. This is day 9, chapters 19 through 21, and today's skill was to visualize. All right, so we're focusing on that one. Visualize, and the keys: visualize Maniac's exit from town. Use the box below to draw an illustration of what it might have looked like. So Jeffrey is going through a really difficult time right now. I'm not going to spoil the book for you if you haven't read it, but it's starting to get really emotional. We talked about that on Monday before you guys were given all of your information, because this is a very emotional book that he's going to go through a lot of trials, and I'm really sad that I can't go through this and walk through this with you. But then again, this is kind of that learning curve where we can relate to Maniac, because our life has just completely taken a turn, you know? So it's going to be really interesting. So at the bottom, you guys need to write a few sentences. Do you think Maniac made the right decision to leave? Why or why not? After he did what he did, and after all the, you know, everything kind of happened because of what he did, he kind of changed history in that little town, brought the east and the west side together, and really did something huge that hadn't been done in years, right? So again, I'm not spoiling it, you got to read it, but it's really emotional, you know, and the way that he and Amanda start to communicate really really starts to get to a point where it makes us think, especially during this time when segregation was a thing. And so just think about that. And even in today's society, we have fights with our friends. We, you know, get in scuffles where we don't want to talk to the other person for whatever reason. So just really think about that, and just visualize in your head, what does it look like when Maniac is walking? So that's the only hint I'm going to give you. Normally he runs everywhere. This time he's not. He's walking, okay? And he's walking a very distinct path. So I'm excited to see what you guys come up with. As far as math goes, we're just answering and checking, guys. So when I get these packets back, I want to see that you actually did the work. That's the biggest thing. It's easy enough just to go on and, you know, see the pictures that I have up there and copy the answers. But if you don't show me your work, then I don't really have anything to grade. I have nothing to look back on and be like, oh, see where you did this. This is where the mistake was. So let's cross that out so we don't do it again. We learn from that mistake, and then we, you know, keep going. And we are going to do a little bit of math today, just so I make sure that you guys understand it for the quiz, because you do have a quiz tomorrow. It's online. And how many chances do you get? If you said 3, you're right. Okay, so you get 3 chances. Try your best. And in those 3 chances, if you don't feel like you did your best, message me and we'll work something out. Okay, I want you guys to feel like you're being successful and actually be successful. So you can't do that without doing the work though, all right? Remember, this isn't vacation. We're still staying on track, okay? We're still learning what we gotta learn. We got 2 more weeks of this, and then it's spring break, and then we'll just kind of go from there and see how things go, okay? If you're still not getting it, Khan Academy, YouTube videos, guys, there's tons of resources. Even I had to double check things to make sure that I was working on it correctly, okay? That's just a part of life, and thankfully we have technology to do that. So, are you prepared? If not, go through, study your notes again, check the review pages, watch more videos, ask questions. You guys have been doing a really good job of texting me at reasonable hours, okay? It really doesn't matter what time you text me. I'm gonna try to help you regardless, but just don't text me at like 2 o'clock in the morning, because why would you do that? Don't do that, please. So aside from that, we'll go over that in a few minutes. You're still working on your Egypt project, okay? There is also the second, let's see where to go. There it is. The second section to do, we did geography on, oh, actually that was Wednesday. So we did the geography on Monday. Yesterday, you guys should have done rulers, okay? If you didn't do that, make sure you go back. The questions are in Google Classroom. Remember, it's the slideshow that you have to complete, okay? I am going to collect these papers. So regardless if you're using pencil or a pen, you're doing stars next to information, we're still practicing. Okay, we're still practicing for any kind of understanding of reading and writing and using the ACE strategy that it's going to come to. And in reality, that's all the time. Okay, so it may not be for a specific test right now, but it is still getting you guys prepared. And regardless, this is something that you're going to have to learn. And if we don't learn it now, then, you know, we don't want you guys behind the curve for no reason. So just stay on top of that, all right? Really basic questions. Read the question first, go back and read, highlight information, and then go back and use the ACE strategy. Remember, answer the question, cite evidence, and then explain, okay? Stick it in our brains. I left a math challenge. I know a couple of you guys have started already because I've gotten messages, which makes me really happy, but some clarification with that. So on the first slide, you have to answer 4 questions. Now, we have been learning about area right now, but area and perimeter are different, okay? Area of a rectangle mostly revolves around rectangles. Area of a rectangle is length times width, okay? Perimeter is not area. Area is the surface inside of a shape. Perimeter is what is on the outside, okay? So if I am measuring the area of this room, I am measuring the square footage on the inside. If I am measuring the perimeter, I am measuring just the outside area. So to solve that, you do perimeter equals 2 times length plus width, okay? Let's see, I'll do this in a bright color. It's not up there yet. Oh, okay. I'll put it up here by green and pink. Guys, I got new markers. I just want to show you. New markers. You know how I am with markers. I'm so excited. Okay, so new markers. Anytime you want to get me something, new markers. All right. Area equals length times width, but perimeter equals what is up 2 times length plus width. Okay? So, different. Completely different. If you need help, text me. Remind app text me, call me, anything like that, all right? I'm available, except at like 2 o'clock through maybe 2:30, 2:45, I have to go and get my picture taken at the DMV. Yay, adulting. I did make sure that they're open. They are open, so if there's one thing in this world that's not going to shut down, it's the IRS and getting your driver's license taken. All right, but that is beside the point. The challenge, something for everybody to do. It's fun. It's like the one that we did when we first came back a while ago. I think this was actually after the October break, and where you guys had to pick, was it the masked machismo, or was it the the doctor with the Black Death mask. So it's by the same guy. There's a lot of twists and turns. There's videos to watch. There's things to listen to. And it's actually pretty neat. So this, though, you need to remember. If you don't remember that, you're not going to be able to answer the questions. And the way it works is, okay, so you have questions 1 through 4. And then the number to the answer, it goes in the code box. So if your answer to number 1 is 3, that means the first answer in the code box is 3. If your answer to number 2 is 4, that means the 4 goes in the code box. So now you have 3 and 4, okay? And then you just go from there. If that doesn't make sense, message me, because it was a little confusing. And again, remember the correct way to do it. Area is different than perimeter. So let's take a look over here. And you guys probably won't see me in the shot, but that's okay, because you can still hear me, and that's the point. I want you guys to understand the difference between input and output. Input is your X value, and Y is your output, okay? When we're doing function tables, let me open this up, because I want to make sure that I wrote down, this problem is in your packet, and it is page, let's see, what page are you? Oh, I went a little too far, sorry about that. It is page, that's not it, one more back. Okay, this is number 12 on page 116, so lesson 1, all right? So number 12 does not give us an input, but it gives us the answers to the output, okay? So we have 14, 8, and 5. So we're gonna actually figure out what the next one down is, just so we can learn how to do it. So what I need to do is I need to figure out, how did I get to 14 from this answer? Because all of this equals my output, okay? So from here, 3 times something minus 1 equals 4. Well, if I go through and I just kind of do trial and error, I know it's probably smaller. It's not 3 times 10, because 3 times 10 is 30, minus 1 is 29, so it's definitely not that. So I'm going to cut it in half. 3 times 5, 15, okay, so, and 15 minus 1 is 14. So I know the first one is 5, because 3 times 5 minus 1 equals 14. All right, right here. Let's do the next one. So I'm going down, I'm going to assume 4, because normally they go, well, they have to go in an order. They either have to go from big to small or small to big. They can't go like 5, 12, 2, 37, because then our graph would be all over the place and it wouldn't make sense. We'll get to that in a second. But this, you need to understand it. So let's see, 3 times 4 is 12 minus 1. Nope, that's not gonna work. 3 times 3, 3 times 3 is 9, minus 1 equals 8. So this is 3. So the next one, would it be 2? Let's see. 3 times 2, yep. 2, and that would be 3 times 2. Make sure I put brackets. Oops, that's supposed to be 1. I told y'all I'm human, I do it all the time. There we go, and everything. Notice too how this does not change except for the input value. So if I do, let's just do 1 for the easiest part. 3 times 1 minus 1 equals, 3 times 1 is 3. 3 minus 1 is 2. Okay? So there was kind of a jump here from 5 to 3. That does not mean that my graph is going to be any different. So using this information from the function table, I'm going to input it into my input and output table. Okay? So same concept. X value is my input, output is my Y. All right? Now, I want to make sure that everybody remembers the center, where the origin, I just gave you the answer, where the 0 is at, it's called the origin, remember? The original spot, it all starts at the center, okay? When we are going up or sideways or down or across or any way, when we're counting Always start at the center, all right? So let's use our input values right here. So we have 5, 3, 2, 1. Let's put 0, and then I'll put a -1, just to save face. Oh no, I erased some. Okay, I have 14. And again, I'm getting my numbers from right here, and I'm keeping them matched up. Okay, so it goes 14, then 8, then 5, then 2. This would be, let's see, 3 times 0 is 0. 0 minus 1, which direction do we go with negatives? Is that left for you guys? I think it might be backwards. But we go left. Remember, we go to the left of 0. So 0 is going to be -1. If I have positive times a negative, using my magic triangle, can you guys see that? Negative times a negative is a positive, but a +3 times a -1 is going to be a -3. If I'm at -3, and I keep going to the left one more because it's a -1, that's going to give me -4. Wait, yeah, -4. I had to double check that. Okay, so -4. So right now though, since we're not focusing on negatives, let's just focus on these numbers so we don't get confused. I'm gonna pick a different color, bright blue. Okay, so remember when we are using our graph, y flies high, x stays low. Y flies high, x stays low. Remember that, please. Y flies high, so this is the output. Output flies high, input stays low. Okay? I'm gonna sit down. I guess I did need my chair. And then what I want to do is I know that my y has to at least go to 14. So I'm gonna go by 2. So I'm gonna go 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, and 16. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, and 16. Okay. When I skip counted, I stayed going the same increments all the way up. I don't have to do that down here though, but I do have to go from big or small to big. I can't go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That doesn't make any sense. I have to go in sequential order, okay? So I'm gonna go, I only have to go up to 5. So I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And if I have you guys here, I would have you guys all shouting. But we can't do that. Or if you want, you can shout at the camera, that's fine. But parents, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, we sometimes get loud in class, it's okay. Keeps them entertained. Keeps me entertained too. All right, so the first value I have is 5 and 14. But Miss R, it's not 0. Oh my gosh, I know, so crazy, right? But I start at 0 and I count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, because that's my x value. But then what am I going to do? I have to go up for my y value. So I go all the way over to 5, and then I go up to 14, and then I put my dot. And so you guys can see, I'm going to label my area right here, or sorry, label my point, there we go, 5, 14. I went over 5 and I went up 14. Now I'm going to go to the next one. My input value is 3. My output value is 8. I'm going to go over to 3. 1, 2, 3. And I'm going to go up to 8. And make it as nice as I can. This is 3 and this is 8. Okay? Now I go to 2. I do it again. I go over 2, fly high to what number? 2 and then 5. 2 and 5. Okay, I'm trying. It's straight. If this was a perfectly graphed out graph like you guys have, okay, so skipped it again. You guys should on page 119, lesson 3 reteach. That's what all this is, okay? Sorry. All I'm doing is I'm taking my functions, okay, my function table information or the input output tables that they're giving you here, and I'm just putting them on my graph, okay? So when I do that, it's going to create a straight line as long as you do it on a nice piece of paper, graphing paper preferably, and you follow the lines. If your line is off, that means you did something incorrect. So if I, let's see, my value is 1 and I went to 2. If I did it at 1, 4, even though I know that I put it in the wrong spot on purpose, but if my graph went from here up and then went down and then up again, I did something incorrect. Your line is supposed to be constant, okay? And later on, once you guys go into 8th grade, nearing 7th grade, I should say, you guys are going to be working on slope-intercept form, and that's what this is, okay? It's my favorite thing to teach, and I'm so sad I can't teach you, but I probably will, because it's fun, okay? It's like walking up steps. So, back down here, my line, my input is 1, my output is 2, bam. And then this is 1, 2. Do not forget to put your parentheses around your input and output. Okie dokie. So here's our table, here's our graph, here are our inputs and outputs. And then once I say that looks really cool, it's super pretty, I'm going to start here and I'm going to follow the lines boop, all the way up. Now I bet you're thinking, well, what, Miss Ridenauer, what about the negatives right there? That's a great question. I love your questions. It's like I can read your minds. When we go into this quadrant, what number is this quadrant? 3. Okay, once we go into quadrant 3, remember, there are negatives. If I'm at a 0 and a -1, this is my y value. Okay, y is this whole section right here. And then I would go down 0, and then I would go down -1, which means that it would hit right there. So my line is, oops, it's just a little off because this isn't perfectly even. But on the paper or on a graph paper, if it's graphed out correctly, it would be perfectly straight. And then you would continue doing the same process. You would go over -1 and you would go down -4, okay? So we will get there. I promise you I'm not going to deprive you guys of your negative numbers. So do not fret. But yeah, so there we go. I wish I could see you guys give me some thumbs ups or sideways down so I can see it. But to check and make sure that you guys understand it, I would like for you to go on Google Classroom. And what I'll do is make a section. I just want to see that you guys are comprehending. So I'll make a section and I'll say, do you have any questions about lesson 8.1 through 8.3? Because that's what we did. Okay, so, and if, remember, there's scratch paper. Use your scratch paper and keep it. Don't throw it away. That was a really loud clap. Don't throw your scratch paper away. It's super important to keep that. But on Google Classroom, I'll put a questions area. If you guys have questions, post it on there. And remember, this is not for posting and being like, hey guys, what's up? You guys want to have a group chat? That's all on you. Okay. Again, area is length times width. Perimeter is 2 times length plus width. Function tables, functions and equations, and graphing. History, ancient Egypt, doing our project. Math, we did it. You have a quizzes tomorrow, 3 chances. And then finally, these chapters are really good, guys. I already listened to them. I'm not going to lie, I kind of jumped ahead. Remember, if you want to do that, you can. Okay? Totally up to you. You guys are fantastic. I'm super proud of you. Keep it up. If your parents allow, I made an Instagram page. It's Mrs. R 2020, and you can follow me on that, and I'll be posting things and putting links up there for you guys to follow if you need some help. But if you guys want to have a social media page where you can keep in contact with me and we can share things, make sure it's okay with your parents. Okay, don't just jump on there. I'm not gonna let you follow my other page. That's my page, but this page, I would love to have some kind of interacting, and then you guys can share stuff, maybe activities that you're doing on the outside. And it would be great just to have a way to keep in contact with everybody through something entertaining, something engaging, and just something enlightening. So the sun's out right now. It's super pretty. I'm not exaggerating. It is really pretty outside. And I gotta go get ready and do my adult stuff. So off to the DMV. You guys are awesome. Continue to stay awesome. Study your math. If you have questions, Google Classroom it. And I'm here for you, okay? At the end of the day, no matter what, we're gonna get through this. We're gonna have a great time, and you guys are gonna still remain my awesome magical students, my Hufflepuffs, my Slytherins, my Gryffindors, and my Ravenclaws. You guys are all still here with me. I hear your voices and I dream about you, and you drive me crazy no matter what. And I love you all, and I miss you. So I do look forward to seeing you guys all again. So just stay in touch, even if it's just to say hi. That's totally fine. Okay, just not at like 2 o'clock in the morning. That's not cool. That's just being mean. All right, guys. I'll see you tomorrow.